Two, one. Okay, live. So we are here with Fake Uniform on the podcast. What's going on, Fake?
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Anytime. So as of the last podcast, I think we're gonna name it SmokeScreen. The podcast is officially named SmokeScreen. Gonna announce that now, so it's pretty exciting. And what we're gonna be talking about today is basically things we want to see in the game. The game being BDO, obviously. And honestly, it's like quite a big topic to talk about because there's a lot of things I want to see in this game. Because I mean, we want to see it do well. You know what I mean? We like the game. We spend like hundreds of hours in this game, so it's a topic that I'm sure just as much as me. I mean, you want to see them add in because you want to see the game grow.
I think it's easy to say, honestly, that I think we could both agree that us two speaking for ourselves and me speaking only for myself, that we are passionate players about the game. And even though we might be, even have like the BDO partner,
Right.
even though we may have something like that, it's, I still have this unbiased opinion of this game, and I still hold like a high standard to what they do, what they deliver to their community. And as a player that also is a consumer of this product, I also have things that, I do want to see in this game, and only because I want to see this game do great because I love it.
No, I mean, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the amount of money that they get from just the NA, like, people in general is insane. I mean, I think we're the biggest, market for them in terms of, financial gain that they get is NA.
If that is true, then I truly hope that gets taken into consideration, just for the sole fact that it'll potentially make it even better for them.
Yeah, feel free to fact check. I'll fact check that and put it in the description as well. And if anybody else wants to fact check that, put their comments down below as well, whether that's true or not. But I'm about 85% sure. So, I mean, our opinion should hold some considerable weight, especially the content creators who have spent a considerable amount of time playing the game and the BDO partners.
And the people who have the ability to take and give appropriate criticism, not like slanderous opinions, rather than being like, I don't like this because this sucks and blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's a lot of people that have a lot of game sense and have a lot of knowledge on just even in-game mechanics and functions that are honestly possibly some great ideas. But let's carry on with this, because I brought a few things to the table that I feel like are great for this topic.
Okay, well, you're the guest, so go ahead and let's open up with your first one, and we'll see.
Well, okay, let's open up with the big. Let's open up with a big one. The things that I want added to the game. I want the biggest thing for me that I want added to the game is small scale PvP minigame that makes sense. Cal, I really hope you're listening. But a small scale PvP game that makes sense. For me, for my personal taste, I don't like RBF. It's not that I don't think RBF is a bad thing, because I do think there should be some sort of simulations that give people that large scale PvP experience for those situations. But RBF is a disgrace, in my opinion, of PvP games. The scoring system, it just drives me nuts. I feel like it just makes no sense. I feel like there's not a system that rewards players for doing help, and maybe it's just because of the style of game, whatever. But I want a small scale PvP game in this game that makes sense, and I have an idea of what that would be. I don't want to just come in here and be like, oh, get rid of RBF. This sucks. And I think where that potential lies is in Arena of Arsha. I always say that this game is a blank canvas that's dying for content. It has so many great visuals and beautiful mechanics, but there's just in-game content that I feel like really keep people satisfied with their playtime in BDO, rather than just being like just grind, few life skills for the day. So let's get on to Arena of Arsha. You remember the NA versus EU tournament that they had?
Yeah, of course.
So in that tournament, for those that don't know, those players, they had a 3v3 final tournament, and NA ended up facing EU. The players in the tournaments ended up using their gear to fight one another, and then the champions of each region would set off to fight each other at TwitchCon. What they set up was predetermined characters and predetermined skill point setups and predetermined gear for their classes that they would play on. So that has to completely change their play style, I would think. But the reason why I'm saying this is because at TwitchCon they displayed that a game mode like that is possible.
Yeah, I mean, people were excited to watch it. You know, like
exactly.
there
That
was
the
hype
closest
around
thing to
it.
balance that we ever had in this game. And there was honest effort put into it. Maybe it wasn't perfectly balanced, but you can't criticize them for the fact of for the fact that this is the closest thing to balance we've seen in the community. And with that being said, what if we had a game mode like that?
Yeah,
an arena of Arsha. But I'm a believer of making the people think, right? So what if you had like this setup of you go to your UI, hit, or Arena of Arsha, you go to that, and then all of a sudden it's like it just it brings you to a class selection. Now we're gonna come back to this in just a second. I'm gonna ask you a question. How do you create balance in a game that requires time to get ahead?
I guess like equalize mini games essentially to where it doesn't affect any long-term progression or long-term standing or stance, meaning like not giving you gear that would make you be better in terms of like node war or siege, holding a territory. Just make it to where only in that individual mini game there is balance and it's like agreed upon in a sense.
So feel me out on this one.
Okay.
So how do you create balance in a game that requires time to get ahead? My answer is you take that away from people. So when you go into Arena of Arsha, you go into a blank canvas, choose your class. You then choose your class. Maybe then you go to another screen where it allows you to build your skill tree. And let's say they give you, I don't know, a number that doesn't fill up your skill tree entirely. It makes you have to think about the combinations. Maybe you're going to want to set up certain pre-awakenings. You're going to want to absolute, makes the people think. And then maybe it takes them to a screen after where it shows appropriate, socially acceptable, appropriate soft cap gear. So people want to go AP soft cap, they can, because that's an option in the build setup, which probably majority of people would do. Let's just say, whatever. And then boom, now you're in Arena of Arsha. You can do 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. That's it. 1v1s or then 2v2s, and you'll queue up for maybe a party or invite your friends into it. I think if you use Arena of Arsha in a way like that, you could include a proper ranking system into a game, a proper kill scoring system into the game. And at the same time, if the developers are at the end of the day are worried that people are going to play something like that too much, because like don't take away the purpose from the real game, I just think you should give people the ability to feel test those classes, but in a special way.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and if they're worried that people are going to play something like that too much to take away from the main importance of the game, limit how many times people can do that a day, or have it cost energy even to do, or have some sort of limit to it. And you can give people simple rewards for it too. Give people a small payout in their mail for losing. Give people a little bit of a bigger payout in their mail, and maybe a small currency that gives you maybe a crystal.
Yeah, like they're doing with like RBF in a sense.
Exactly, right. And if they're if they want to find ways to monetize a game mode like that, there are ways to easily monetize something like that, in my opinion, because you can give people like flares, skins, whatever,
right,
etc. in a game mode like that would drive cash out sales that would have mixed emotions. But I feel like there's a whole way to introduce a PvP game mode that's much better. But at the same time, I have to sit here and be grateful that at least they're working on a battle royale. And I know some of us are cringing over it, but the battle royale does look very playable. And
I heard it was fun.
Yeah, and it needs some fine tuning, but at least like there's something that they're giving to us. But I think the Arena of Arsha PvP mode would be something that would make literally the most sense and would.
Oh, anyways. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, actually, because that's literally one of mine, and I want to bounce some ideas off you, actually, that about that Arena of Arsha idea. So, because one of the things on my list also was like more small scale PvP content. Because same with me, I'm just not a big RBF guy. If I want to do large scale war, I'll do it with my guild, and we'll have a good time doing it, and it'll be organized. We all play team games like Siege and League, CS:GO, where you're matched with some random people and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it's like so horrible to deal with. Same thing happens in RBF. You're like, man, I would love some heals right now, or a PA, or follow up on the CC. So with the Arena of Arsha thing, I see what you mean about like the equalized gear, and I had like kind of a similar idea to keep, because that's the hard thing
yeah,
about
exactly.
this.
Even if you limit, because I see where you're going with this too. Even when you limit the amount of players that play in a game mode like that, class role becomes important. All of a sudden, if you're doing like 3v3, like I'm always going to think like I need a wizard or witch like in my party. I need a grab class in my party, and I need someone who's like slippery and sneaky in my party. I would probably, in my setup would be like, I don't know, a grab class, a wizard, and a ninja. Like, I don't know, maybe that's not the best, or a mystic. I don't know. Like, but it gives the, like, I just think it's give people the ability to think, give people a reason to think and search for answers.
Yeah. And like with me, it's like, with this being like an MMO, it's hard taking away people's progression sometimes, you know, because it's such like a time-driven MMO, especially because you can AFK. It's really hard to take that away from people. So like one idea that I thought about was maybe, I love this Arena of Arsha idea with 1v1, 2v2, 3v3s ranked, but maybe include like weight classes, kind of like how they works in like boxing or wrestling or whatever, like have a gear score weight class. Because I don't mind fighting people like,
because you have like Destiny with like Iron Banner, right, where like the characters can use like their own gear in Destiny to fight each other and go off their gear score.
Yeah,
so that would be super cool. Even if you did have like events and stuff where it's like, okay, Arena of Arsha, you know, regular game mode, but then on Saturday it's like special name Arena of Arsha, use your gear score, like, you know, only the strong like come out on top or whatever.
Yeah, and even if it was like a regular or like an event thing like that, and I think it allows a lot more playability with different builds, you know, because like a lot of the soft cap gear they give, it's not evasion based, you know, because of like how much I enjoy having like a high AP but also high evasion is really good.
Let's hope they make DP relevant again as well while they're working on it, because ideas like this as well would excel even more with attention like that into those areas. And
then again, like I don't mind fighting people that are like 20 gear score above me or so. Like I'm okay with like maybe being bottom tier. Like my gear score is like 540, let's say. I don't mind fighting people that are like 560, 570. Doesn't bother me too much. But and then also if you wanted to, you could also cut in a sense. Like maybe I'll take off my necklace and I'll be in like 530 gear score, and you want to fight in that like kind of gear score bracket or something and like get ranks in that. It's another opportunity that just basically gives a lot more freedom with how you want to build.
Yeah, and you know, to some people maybe this doesn't sound like a great idea, and there's areas of opportunity.
Exactly.
Even what we're saying, right? But just the level of engagement that I feel like is needed in this game. You know what I mean? Like all the quests feel the same. All the there's a lot of stuff where I just really would love having more emotional attachment, and like feeling like other areas are just as important as like life skilling and my grinding and my dailies and stuff like that would just be honestly such a treat.
Yeah, I mean they have like the complete freedom, like horse stacking for example. You know what I mean? That's it's an exploit, but it's the only thing that keeps trading alive. Otherwise, it'd be basically a dead skill almost. You know, like I don't know why they don't like want to expand on different things other than just grinding. And I mean, life skilling would hardly be a thing if trading wasn't a thing.
It's so funny you say that too. Oh my god, fuck. See, okay, here's another thing. I want to talk about sea monster hunting just for a second. And I know some people are like, oh god, blah, blah. But like fucking hear me out just for a second, okay? One thing that I wish that they would add to the game, while this is the topic, a tag system that works. Think about it. Think about this for a second. What, in my humblest opinion, this is what ruined sea monster hunting.
The tagging system?
The tag system. That's what ruined sea monster hunting.
How so?
Okay, granted, okay, maybe I'm totally open for the, you're talking to someone that has never gotten a sea monster hunting payout. Like I've gotten one sea monster hunting payout that I lost money on because I was like doing research on building my boat and stuff like that. So I spent way more silver than what I actually got back. And I did it for a week just to test it, try it out. You're talking to someone that's never gotten a big sea monster hunting payout. So I'm open to the idea of like, you know, I definitely think that if people are getting like 1 to 3 billion silver payouts, that needs to be tweaked. Definitely. I think this tax thing that they added was needed, but I think at the time that they added it was a band-aid. That's all it looks like to me. And the reason why I say that is because I'm going to go back. What ruined sea monster hunting? And I think it was the tagging system. The reason why I say that is because It's so simple. The tagging system does not work as intended. Think about it. When you tag a character and you go to the ocean and you go into the desert and you hit the tag icon, it tells you can't swap characters in the middle of the ocean. You can't swap characters in the middle of the desert.
Right. So what you just character select.
They go to character select.
Yeah, easy clap,
and they
dude.
go to that character that's tagged. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, as simple as it is to manipulate around that, it is exploiting it in a sense, because they didn't intend for it to work like that. But then what do you do when the majority of the community is doing that? And I've used the tag system as well, even in the middle of the desert, to swap characters. So,
oh yeah,
and that still is exploiting the system, right? But honestly, all I wish that they would add to the game is remove the tagging system and then put it back in the game when it fucking works as intended. Because if the tagging system works as intended, players wouldn't be able to character swap in the middle of the ocean, so they can have additional weight for sea monster hunting. The trips would be longer, then tax the sea monster hunters on top of that with the changes that they made. I feel like if that came first and then the tax changes after, then I would have looked at it and been like, yeah, good job, PA, you did a great job. But instead, they implemented a system that fucks the economy even more because of sea and that's what was through sea monster hunting. And then they tax those people without even touching the tag system. Like, the developers are the people who ruin sea monster hunting. Not that I care about it. I don't fucking believe in these huge payouts. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion and speculation, they're the people that fucked it and put a band-aid on it right now.
Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, I like the fact that sea monster hunting
got me on a rant.
I mean, no, I mean, I agree. I like that sea monster hunting is a thing personally, because it's not grinding and it's not life skilling in a sense. It's just something else that gets money, but
exactly
not executed well.
The ocean, it was a different experience, absolutely. But like when I was in the middle of the ocean trying and testing and like, oh yeah, let's go to character swap. It's like, whoa, it's okay. We all know this is cheese.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Half this game is built on exploits. I mean, like the horse stacking for trading, the different various ways to either animation cancel or just get half the shit that we do is just exploity. Like there's been exploity spots over in Valencia at Crescent Mountain for like a year.
Fuck the castle placements.
Yeah. I mean, there was one on top of Glitch that was there for a couple months.
Why do you guys do that? Like,
I don't know. I don't know why guilds do that. I mean, it's just like no.
But you can. That's the thing. You can't argue against the fact that they can, and which it does.
Yeah.
Suck, and it's total poor sportsmanship. But at the same time, like,
that's all it is.
Expectation has to be held to the developers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we are some of the biggest, let's say the biggest consumers for them and for their game, let's hope that, especially with the recent things that they even said to us at Festa, hopefully they take our opinions and criticism into more consideration. Because I feel like I've said this on my stream many times, but this game is an empty canvas begging for content, and there's up to 2 people to do this for us. It's either up to the developers or it's up to the creators. So I'm here as a creator, just going to do my best, trying to make this game as absolutely fun as I can, have as much fun as I can with as many people as I can. But, I really hope that PA follows along with that trend. And because I really want a passionate publisher with a passionate developer, passionate about a gamer's experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just the want to see us like smile and have a good fucking time playing their game.
People see so much potential in this game and fucking take our hand and smack our forehead and go, God damn it, why did you just do this? It was like so obvious. You had to color inside the lines, and here you are drawing on the fucking ceilings.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, I mean, hey, we both got kind of on a tangent there. We were talking about the Arena of Arsha thing, and then it just went.
Layvan hits me up in a DM. Hey, do you want to be on a podcast to talk about the things that you want in the game? Layvan, are you sure you want me to have me for this one?
Right. I'm the same way. I mean, I bitch just as much on my stream about things I want to see. And then, and that's the sad thing too, is whenever we get done bitching, and ranting, at the end of it, you don't really feel good because it doesn't matter. You feel like no one's listening. Yeah, I feel like every time I feel like I have like a 200 IQ idea. It's just going off into the void.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you right now. But I'm on my last strain of hope right now with Pearl Abyss. This is for me. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit the game, but my time with how much I play this game might slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Just because, but like I'm more into this game than ever right now, and that's only because of Festa. Like for those that didn't watch the Festa talks, long story short, Festa was a presentation. They gave us a bunch of announcements. For those that don't know, great. Now you're caught up to speed. That was the very first time that PA was transparent with us and told us stuff that we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And the number one thing was renown score being removed. And also on the topic of renown score being removed, got to keep it into consideration. I wouldn't get used to the state of PvP right now, for my opinion and what it's worth. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't get comfortable with the current state of PvP because they said as they remove renown score, one shots are going to be a thing in the game. They're going to continue to make DP more viable, and you're going to have to give them time.
That's the same thing with any MMO. It's always going to be meta always changes over time.
Yeah. So with that being said, that was the first time they were honest with us, transparent with us, and all I hope that they do is deliver. Because if they deliver and start implementing positive changes that the community has been asking for, then I really hope that they don't. I don't want to say anything mean right now. I really hope that they just keep an open ear to good feedback and maybe like consistent opinions that you hear from that may potentially sound like good ideas, and be optimistic about what the community wants and what it can also do for them. So the transparency in Festa was good for me as someone who loves this game and wants to see it succeed. And I hope they keep doing that again. I hope the next time we hear from them, that's a big announcement. It's stuff that we've been asking for, and also new content we want to hear and see. You know, I really hope they continue to bring things that I want. I really hope they bring in content that brings people together.
Yeah, a lot more.
I want options.
It's a very individualized, like for example, that's something that I argue about all the time. Is like there's no reason in this game ever to group up with somebody and grind.
No.
There's
Bring the people together. I'm not asking for raids and stuff like that. If that's not possible in this game, fine. This game is a grindy game that's also filled with combat. Fuck, man. Put me in a fucking game mode that mobs are so hard to kill and make it hard for people to get through, and give me a game mode that I'm supposed to die in, but we don't lose experience and don't lose crystals. Like, give me game modes where we work with people and like fucking like can moan and groan about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would like the punishments, but you know, that's just me.
I don't know what that's gonna be. I wish I had all the answers, but you know, like stuff like that is just bring the people together. That's what I want.
I mean, we have
bring the people together.
Exactly. We have Murmonk, Gyfin, and that's it. And those are both endgame spots.
And then you could do like special deals. And by the way, people who are listening, special deals in a lot of solo grind spots are actually better than you think.
Well, like, true. Gahaz.
Underground Helms, Abandoned Iron Mine. Yeah, Gahaz. Kadri, because the Blackstone drop rate.
Yeah.
Even Centaurs for like lower AP people for the BMC drop rates. Like it's. But
not bad, but at the same time, it's
going out of our way to create that.
Exactly. Yeah. Not only are those like okay, but it is still more beneficial to do it on your own.
To be by yourself.
It is
absolutely.
Yeah.
When they added Miramok, I was just like, oh my god, thank you so much for doing this. Like, three-man party, easy to put together, good consistent money. People of like 230 Tricudum parties can go and make some pretty amazing silver and make some freaking awesome XP. Like, fuck yeah. You know, maybe I'm asking for too much, but you know, I want more stuff that brings people together. And you know, maybe PA needs a new creative lead. I don't know, but
well, they have in the near future. They said that their new zone is going to be PVE related and like group. Ordatilla is going to be like group PvP related, and there's going to be hard mobs.
That's going to bring people together, in my opinion. This is going to have mixed emotions, so you're either going to feel me or don't, but hear what I have to say if you can. Lore, like good lore. And I'm not talking about shit that people need to read with typos and whatever, but I'm talking about like cinematics, man. Like we see all this effort put into this advertisements and all these commercials, and even like Xbox has got quite the intro for it as well. Archer's got a lot of cool, awesome cinematics, etc. I would just love to see just love like that put into this game.
Well,
I would personally, for me, I would love to fall in love with a character, and I would love to lose a character in the storyline of this game. Like, I've never played a game where like the beginning is even the beginning has cinematics and has some voice acting, but then when you follow the campaign, it just stops.
well, the new campaign has done better. I don't know. Have you played through the new campaign?
I haven't, and that's what I was going to get into. I was going to say, like, at least they're adding that to Archer now, because they said that at Festa Talks as well. I just hope they do that more with like all of our classes. And then I don't know what it's like to be a developer in this game. I don't know how fine the code, whatever. I'm just a person with an opinion. But you know, when a new class comes out, there's always a hype video for it. What if like when you went to
there's more lore intensive
and you selected the class, it like, you know, you could play the trailer like in the game for the class as well, and that was the trailer that they used for advertising the character.
Well,
like
that's the thing.
Like, class character selection. The last thing I was gonna say was like, you know, they display your awakening and pre-awakening as well. I want to be able to like zoom in on that as well, because you get this tiny little window at the bottom right hand side. There's a lot of like little things, including lore and just information and content that I just really want to have in this game that brings people together as a whole. To summarize, because I feel like I'm trailing off a little bit, but to summarize as a whole, that's what I'm looking for as a consumer.
Well, of course, and that's what we're all looking forward to an extent. It's why we feel so strongly about it. And like, the thing is, like, I talked to a decent amount of people who've RP'd in the game, and even a long time ago, I stuck my nose in it. And the game actually has amazing lore. Like, it's really good. Like, it's pretty interesting. It's really well developed for the most part. It's well put together. What they lack on is delivery. There's no delivery on lore.
Then I'm totally open to the idea of me being completely wrong on that, and just needing a better way of it being delivered.
Oh yeah, I mean, because it's deep.
You're totally right.
Yeah, like for example, do you know that the people of Calpheon hate magic users? Like the people. Yeah, see, the people in Calpheon hate magic users. Now, this is now, mind you,
you're talking to one of those players that eventually, when the lore, like, in all the like, because when I started doing the main campaign, like, I started reading it a bit, but eventually, like, the quest got so repetitive.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Eventually, like, I'm just one of those people that I just spam R. I spam the whatever. Give me the quest. Go kill the mobs. Whatever. Go do.
Oh no, yeah, fuck yeah, same here. Like, the only reason why, no, you're fine. The only reason why I know this lore is because I listened to other people who did read all that stuff, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Is you are like, in that sense, an average player who runs through Smash R. Let's get this done. I need my gear or I need my shit, you know, so I can keep playing the game, and like.
And you're right. I would pay attention to this more if it did a better job delivering it to me, and made me want, like, you know, crave the next chapter in a way.
Well, and there could be world events, you know. There could be the army of Calpheon is going out and attacking Tariff because Tariff is okay with magic users. So like they could be like, oh, there's an army of Calpheon.
That's a really good idea.
And like have like a massive army of NPC like Calpheon guards like traveling the road to Tariff or something like that. And then like it's a world event to go kill all those NPCs and make them like pretty difficult to kill. And like that'd be so much fun to group up with people on these channels and take out these smaller individualized mobs that can like attack you.
That's actually really cool. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, that. It's like it's so easy. Like it's within lore. It'll be cool to know, and like people want to get more involved in the game. You just gotta give them. You gotta open the door for them. You know, which sucks sometimes, but you got to pave the road, you got to open the door, and they haven't done any of that. They just have a closed room where they work tirelessly on this lore that's actually really good, but they keep the door closed and they only let you in if you like fucking kick it down, essentially. So I would love to see that as well, just as you said. They just need better delivery with their lore. I'd like to see that.
You know, yeah, maybe it's like a different, I don't know, maybe they need to open a department or have just a different creative lead, but it's just there's so many things that I feel like is so possible to do with the resources that they have in the game. But again, I talk as someone who has an opinion, not as someone who has experience in game development. So it's like, I don't know what these ideas are like. I don't know if it's simple to even put a video into a game. I'm sure it is. but I don't know. I don't know. So I can't talk like I know, but I'm going to talk about these ideas I have. How about this golden hedgehog though? Ooh. Oh wow!
Somebody did some testing on it. It's no different than normal hedgehogs. It's just a skin.
I totally believe it. Like what? What is this? What is this golden? Anyways.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit less money grabs also with minimal like fixing on the game, but you know.
I don't mind the microtransactions, but yeah, there are some like, oh, and I really wish the costume contest that we had, they like put like 10 like or like a fucking winner for every class in the game or something.
Please.
There were so many awesome costumes for every
and
class
free designs.
They made so much money off them. So much business potential. I don't know what it takes to put a costume on the character and have it, you know, move with all the everything they do, but
like the physics and everything. Dude, they're so good. They're such a good ninja outfit.
Every class had something crazy cool.
It's true.
I'm not gonna lie, the Zerker that won, that was fucking insane. Wasn't happy one because of course I wanted my class to win. But
of course. Dude, and they could have paid these people with a fake currency that they created. Give them pearls. People are literally giving you amazing designs for costumes, and you have to pay them in a fake currency that you created for an online video game that doesn't actually exist, and they'd be happy. Like it's just
that would have been so awesome.
Yeah,
you know, and give the grand winners, you know, that the grand prize and stuff like that. Just would have been.
Of course, I want them to get paid, but I'm saying they didn't even have to. You know what I mean? Like it's just. It was all just
another thing that I want in this game, and I hate saying this. I hate criticizing the BDO partner program and putting them like on blast. So I'm gonna be very limited with my words. But as a BDO partner, I just wish they gave us some resources to give back to our community, because I feel like that's what also helps drive the traffic of this game. I'm not asking for like free value packs, free combo blessings. I'm just asking for like, give me some codes for some Lauren boxes or something.
Yeah.
Give me like 10 a month. Give me 10 codes for Lauren boxes. Maybe, and I can have like maybe a video or on my stream, like a simple giveaway for some boxes or whatever. Just something to engage the community and engage my audience more in the game, because like it benefits everyone as a whole. But this is just a small example of an idea. Another thing too is they have the BDO partner program as a BDO partner. Right. For those that don't know, I just want to clarify. I just want to let you guys know I don't think BDO partner that special at all. So when I talk about it, I'm not trying to talk about it like I feel entitled. So just want to clarify that. With that being said, back to the jokes. But no, being serious, I do want an in-game BDO partner title that we can wear. That's a different color, even something that stands out. I would like it if I could have something where people ask like, "What is this?" And I can explain it to people. Drive my content and drive, because again, I'm really just trying to make content that just is fun and just drives the togetherness of this community. That's it. But I do hope that later down the roads, coming into this new year, BDO partner program offers something to us that has something to offer to the community, because I don't want anything out of this. The thing I want out of this is stuff for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what both of us. We just want to give back, you know. We just want to give to everybody else, essentially. That's all we're asking for.
At the end of the day, I like, we do benefit by giving to people, but everyone wins by this. Everyone wins. But anyways, yeah, moving on from that as well.
So, are we wrapped up on the Arsha for the most part? The like just 1v1, 2v2?
I'm wrapped up in my Arsha idea. In short.
Yeah, and I agree. I'll wrap up on it too. To finish, since we had like the same thing.
Arsha. Maybe they could consider removing the notifications that people have been punished in the desert. That would be fantastic.
Oh, you don't like that there's notifications?
Well, well, for me, I feel like it just doesn't make sense on Arsha.
Well, it's true.
Because before, like, you'd get sent to jail on Arsha, and we all thought that was dumb. Then it got removed. But now it's like, why is that notification going off on the server when there's no one going to jail? They just died.
Well, I mean, lazy coding without sounding like I'm dropping a ball or like being mean or whatever. But it is lazy coding.
Rights of a kill feed.
Yeah, that, and it's just like the same thing with the world bosses. Like, why do you shut off PvP on the entire game when when a world boss spawns?
Oh, dude,
Lazy coding, dude. Lazy coding.
You know what's funny? When you get sent to jail and on Arsha and someone whispers you going, haha, I get sent to jail, and they think you're actually in jail. Oh, I had that one time. Omega lol. But anyways,
or they don't know that you've killed someone.
Entire server? Fuck me. Why does everyone have to like suffer because of that?
Makes no sense.
No sense. Everyone suffers because of that. And I'm sure we all, like, again, what if, like, the node? Someone said this in my stream the other day. That, like, because I said we need an AoE, like a safe zone. And then someone was like, well, what if they took the node? I don't know if this is possible, but the node area, and made the node area the safe zone. And the safe zone was for 15 minutes. The time it would take for the boss to despawn.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it's that easy.
Node becomes a safe area, 15 minutes. I don't know how simple that is, but, like, that just doesn't.
It's got to be simple. Like, how many games have you played? Like,
and how many people have complained about that, and we haven't heard anything back about that as well. These are also things that I'd love to hear feedback from them as to, like, if they plan on working on it. Or, why do we all have to suffer because of this? At least we can swap servers and go to Arsha, but it's like, I fucking hate it when I'm on a regular server and then someone shows up and, you know, boss is live and we can't duel for spot or anything, because I've had that perfect timing where I've even been in the middle of a duel and I've gone for the kill hit.
Yep.
And then a boss spawned. Like, I have a clip of it. It was the whole community shouldn't have to suffer because of that.
No, not at all. And how many times have you played a game like Halo Forge, or like just any game that has like a creator mode in it, and they have like a little ball or a little zone that you can drop that disables PvP? And like the most basic, like, create your own game thing. Like, how hard could it be though, for, you know, a multi-billion-dollar developer, and then a producer, and then a very, very well-off developer, like Pearl Abyss is well-off now. So it's like,
you know, I want this game to do well. I want this game to succeed. I want the community to enjoy this game. And at the end of the day, this company will make a lot of money from good decisions and good investments. Because I like this
communication.
Yeah, but communication is, thank you for saying that. Communication is so important. It's so important. It's what builds and breaks trust. So,
without a doubt.
You know, and it's, you know, Festa talks brought my trust back with this game. And, you know, now I'm like, you know, I bought a value pack again. I bought the Karma Blessing because they're on sale. I want to support these guys. But when they're on, you know, when they're making these decisions that I don't agree with, I just don't put money into this. And that's where they lose money. And I hope they realize that the transparency is probably one of the most important things to this community as a whole, whether some people realize it or not. Because I think the things we get most frustrated with are the things that we disagree with and don't get answers back. Or don't hear anything back from them in regards to things that they change. Yeah,
I mean, I would rather disagree with something than them just not give me no information at all, you know? Because I told you so. No, like, I want to know why. You know, I feel like a little kid asking why, you know, why can't I do this or why can't I do that? And all they say is, I told you so.
Why?
Yeah.
Go cry about it on Reddit. I call the Reddit crybabies crybabies. Oh.
It's true though. I feel like 50% of like the Reddit community doesn't play the game anymore. Maybe even more. Maybe like 70%. But all right, so you started off. I piggybacked on your Arena of Arsha thing because we had a very similar one. But if you don't mind, I'll say something that I want more in the game. Please. Also.
I feel like I've been talking a lot here.
No, you're good. Hey, that's why you're here, man. So, but so one thing that I definitely want more in the game. Now this is something I'm gonna throw out a few ideas, and they won't be liked. But these aren't ideas that even maybe I want to see, but just like kind of like, I don't know what's a word I'm thinking of, like a roadmap or like a start or to start the wheel. Yeah, exactly. So
we gotta brainstorm these ideas, and yeah, for the wheel, you know, sometimes it could start out as a triangle.
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to get it rolling. That's all we're trying to do.
So, one thing that I definitely want, and I am a little bit biased maybe because of, you know, my red nature and how much I enjoy PvP, but I would much rather PvP for 500 hours than grind for 10. Okay? So, one thing I would like to see is maybe more incentivized open world or just incentivized individual PvP.
Yes, and I was saying this earlier too. Like, how cool would it be if like even people dropped as like little as like potions?
Yes.
What if you like people's potions loot and stuff like that? Even because like how many times we run into fights where we got to use a bunch of potions with someone, then like, oh fuck, got to pull up my tent really quickly. Like, what if like our pets didn't automatically loot players? You know what I mean? You have to go over and hit R and check their loot. And I completely agree with you. And maybe like, what if there was like, you know, that an incentivification can always be things as like a currency. That you can trade in for something. So what if like that currency was RNG based?
Like gems would be great, since you know those break all the time for me. So like if I could get gems, you know, off of your bodies, or like
at the same time, you have to deliver an idea like that doesn't target everyone, so people don't, so new players don't come into the game going, oh boy, like I don't want to get ganked for no reason.
Exactly.
So there has to be a level of reason within that, because me personally, like I'm a grinder. I love grinding all the time, but I love PvP. Not as much, you know, not as much as you, to the point of like going red and living a completely different lifestyle. But I love PvP, and some incentivifications for that would be great, because I feel like the current incentivifications for PvP, you know, are guilds, node wars, and then this fucking god awful RBF.
Yeah.
So like open world incentives would be so great. Even if it was like a daily quest from the Black Robe Man, go kill fucking 10 people.
Yeah. I mean, like the Red Town has one where it's go kill 3 people and you get a 30% experience buff. That's great.
Oh, I didn't realize you get a 30 experience. Oh, that's cool.
It's 90 minutes for 30% experience. It's great. You know, I've never complained about it ever.
Okay.
But
more.
Because I mean, and because not only
I feel like the individual kills though, like individual incentive kills to a certain degree, even if it was on Arsha. Like, what if it was the incentives were only on Arsha?
Well, I mean, I'd be a little bit sad, but I would still not even.
Enough.
I wouldn't shy away from it either.
I'm optimistic about this idea. I'm optimistic. I can see why you think this is a starting point.
Yeah, and
there's definitely areas of opportunity in an idea like this.
And I know how hard it is to balance. Like, I'm not sitting here asking for, you know, only things that incentivize, you know, my gameplay or, you know, things like that. And I do know that a lot of people don't PvP. I know that some people love grinding, and some people love life skilling and don't want to be bothered when they do it. But one thing that I definitely think there should be, I think that there should be a base of understanding that this is an open world PvP game. Okay, three things that actually, because there's an experience just happened to me yesterday that kind of, I'm not going to talk about it, but so like
in short,
yeah. So 3 things that I think there needs to be a baseline of understanding on is this is an open world PvP game. And that's what makes it BDO, and that's what makes it really great. The second thing is PvP can be friendly. Like, it's okay to die. It's okay.
You know, it's funny you say that, because that was, for me, that was one of the biggest pills to swallow in this game. And you're talking to someone that was playing like PUBG hardcore before this game. And I know some people are like, oh, PUBG, but like when I say that, I'm sure we can all relate to how much time it takes and how much precious tactical thinking it just requires to succeed through these 45-minute rounds. So when you lose everything to stupid shit, it's like it can be fucking traumatic in some cases, I guess. But you know, and then taking a trend like that and then coming into a game like this and then you die, it's like, yeah, it's like, for me, my natural reaction was to fucking get pissed. Have I fucking shit talked in this game and BM'd to people in this game? Absolutely. I can't fucking hide away from that. I'm definitely way better than I was before in terms of like getting salty on my side of the screen and not being a keyboard warrior. But I agree. Like, dying in this game is totally okay. And it sucks when people fucking rub in your face and make it even worse. But
right.
Like, you and I, like some of the best, seriously, some of the best friendships I've made in this game are through PvP.
Yeah.
Like I met you through PvP. We became good friends through PvP.
Yeah, and I've made and broke friendships on PvP. Like, some people who I've had, like, I've met on the, I'm not like calling out our peers as general here, but they were our peers. But like, I've met them on the RP side, right? I see them at a grind spot, and I'm on channel cooldown. I flag up, I kill them, and like you would think I like kicked their dog or something. You know, they're like, what? I can't believe what.
Why would
I can't talk to you anymore. You're an evil.
I'm getting my GM.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with him.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I'm just friendly PvP. I love fighting. Like every time that we fight, I fucking love it. When you kill me, I mean, there's always a competitive nature with it, you know?
I don't want to lose.
Of course
Who wants
not.
to fucking lose in a competitive game.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's nothing to fucking, pull your hair out over. And
fucking go to Reddit and be a pry baby, okay?
Yeah. So
go to Reddit and fucking pry about it.
So, and a very long-winded explanation. I think that no, I'm the one who was going long-winded there. But like those two things, I think I said three, but those are the two biggest ones. The third one is will forever remain unknown. But tune in next week.
More news at 11.
But like, so those two things, if those are swallowed and like if those are understood, then it'd be easier. And if they push that kind of understanding to an extent, then it'd be a lot easier to introduce these individualized PvP incentives. Like,
I'm just gonna throw in a number 3 as well. If you PvP, get better.
That's true too. Yeah,
you get better. Like it's a lot. Like it's okay to die, and that's what makes you better. There are some fights you run into this game where you just get squished. That just comes down to a matter of gear. Gear is the thing in this game. This game gets more competitive near end game if you want it to be competitive. That's why I started playing this game personally for the end game, because I wanted that competitiveness in the end game. But like early game, like there's just some stuff you just have to digest, and that's just the game and its mechanics. And like, yeah, no, it's okay to die.
Yeah, and at the same time, if you don't like that, well, I mean, by God, can you fucking
swap servers? Oh fucking Lord.
You can avoid it, dude.
Oh no, this server is mine. Oh no, can't swap. That's just gonna too much, man. Way too much. Can't do that. Fuck. That's like someone admitting that they're wrong. Can't be wrong.
It's like
fuck.
I like node camping. That doesn't exist because there's a button there that says spawn town. Like when people complain about node camping, why do you keep clicking the button? Who's making you click that? Who is in your home? Who is holding you down and pressing that spawn node? Like, let me know. Contact the authorities immediately. like you just spawn town and switch servers. It's okay.
That's so true. Like, hey, I'm equally as guilty, but like, I don't know. Now when I get farmed on nodes, it's either call backup doesn't come, fucking get out of there.
Yeah, it sucks to lose. I get that.
Yeah, and it's even different too when like you have an audience too that holds a standard, because now it's like it's either I can improve as a person on moments like these, or I can just not. Right. And I feel like and what the reason why I'm saying that is because I know not everyone's going to be a content creator, is just like actions like that go a longer way in games like these. You never know who's going to end up fighting behind you when you need it most. Those moments are definitely possible in a game like this when it requires so much time and a lot of time to have random things that could potentially happen, man.
No, I agree. And to maybe get the ball rolling even a little bit more on the individualized PvP without digging into it too much more, but like some random things that I thought of would be like having an area where you go so imagine you spawn into the BA, and when you spawn into the BA and it's like a safe zone right there, and you have to walk like into the BA to be able to attack. Maybe have that, and like if you go in to the BA, you'll drop gear. So like in a sense where like people would go in with like plus 15 gear, like Rosar short sword plus 15, like gear that they like fail stack with like green crystals in, but they'd go in, they'd fight somebody, and like if you've been attacked by somebody or whatever, or like you go in, you want to kill somebody, and if you kill them, you get to pick up that 15 gear, get the blackstones out of it, and you get to leave. But if you want to go in with boss gear, you can, but it's like a little bit more risky, and maybe like disable costumes so you can kind of see what
like RuneScape PvP.
I know, and I'm not trying to like, and
punishing like yeah, I don't know. I'm always up for that. That's why I love like the feeling of the desert and being like having the bandit mark, the possibility of being sent to jail and stuff like that. I love stuff like that. So I totally get what you mean. Like, it would be interesting to have a PvP system where you could like put stuff on the line against players. But again, stuff like that's easily manipulated.
No, I completely agree. And that's
it's not, and I love that idea too, because like I would totally be up for like a wagering system in duels. Could you imagine that? Hey, want to do it for spot? Sure. Want to do it for like 10 Blackstones? Sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Boom. And like, what if a fight like that was, the gamble was on like a cooldown and had like a limit or something? So, an idea like that could easily be, contained so it's not manipulated too bad. But even then, I'm sure people would find ways to have other accounts and bring shit to them and whatever. Easily manipulated.
Yeah.
Stuff like that just would be so great. So great.
Yep. So what's something else on your list?
Something else on my list that I just want to see in the game. Well, at the current moment, just what I've mentioned earlier. And I'm really happy to see some of the things that are currently happening in the game, because a lot of the changes that are happening within this game are bringing people back into the game. It's exciting to see some original creators and other people come into this game, but I think it's more exciting for the sole fact that individual player is starting to come back to the game based on changes that they're making, which gives players hope that this game might be the game that they want to play again from what they played before.
For sure.
And loved originally. So I'm very optimistic. The big thing that I want right now with saying that is I want them to deliver. That's the biggest thing that I need as a consumer. Okay. I need them to deliver on what they said they were going to do. I need to see the BR in here. I need to see the global market here and not fucking up our servers with potential ways that you can exploit it. I need it to be working as intended. I want to see the changes that are coming into this game put time into. I've said and complained for the last year. I've shut my mouth ever since Festa Talk, but for the last year playing this game, man, I have continuously said that I'm so sick of these fucking 1 week rushed ideas. It feels like they go into the office on Monday, brainstorm a bunch of fucking bullshit, the quickest things they can think of, and then they just put it together by fucking Thursday. And then they just fucking jump on a trampoline for the rest of the fucking week. But like, and then they just push out on maintenance. So I'm tired of these like 1 week rush brainstorm ideas. I don't mind the repeated events and stuff, but I want to see patches on big ideas.
Except for that turkey event. I can't believe they made that come back.
Oh my god, fuck me. Yeah, no, and that's what they said they're gonna. That's what I saw at Festa. At Festa, that's what I saw. I saw a bigger idea. Now I'm seeing patches being working towards these bigger ideas. So I want to see more of that. Bigger ideas, the shit with actual content in it, on top of like the events and stuff like that, and et cetera, stuff that allows us content creators as well to make content. But I need them to deliver. And when I say deliver, that deliverance is as a whole. We got the new PvP game that's coming out. Like I said, the market. I want the BDO partner program to improve so that us creators who like to create content on this game and are more involved with that side of things can also give back to the community more. Because I want, seriously, at the end of the day, who I want to benefit the most is the player, and including myself.
Yeah,
I want the
players at the end of the day, obviously.
And if the players are benefiting the most out of certain situations and content that's being delivered to the game in the right way, the developers and the publishers are going to benefit just as much. But the biggest thing that we said earlier is communication. Communication is so important. It is what makes or breaks trust with people. So please, I just hope they continue to talk to us, and the partners, I hope they continue to talk to us, and hope they continue to just give us information we need.
No, I completely agree. And that's very obviously, that's the most important thing on any of our lists, in my opinion, is just, and it's not only is it the most important, but it's also the easiest. All they have to do is do that, and then they're solid. Everything else is just like a cherry on top, in a sense.
There's nothing wrong with saying we messed up. There's nothing wrong with saying this is a bad idea. But like Renown Score is a great example of a 1 week rushed idea. So let's take away the fucking bonuses from Renowns and stuff like that. Just look at the titles. Look at the titles of what the Renown scores were. You tell me that wasn't thought of. Convince me you thought of that over 6 months. Convince me you thought of those names over 6 months, because you thought of that in fucking 12 hours.
They literally all meant like the same thing, basically.
Yeah, the great one, the undaunted one. Ooh.
They didn't even involve like the Black Spirit in any of those either, which is really shitty. Like no lore was in those names at all. No, like why did I get a great one title in my in-game titles or something like that to put over my fucking head?
I'm the great one. Look at my renowned score. But
So I kind of hatched an idea a while ago. I said it on
mhm.
stream a long time ago, but it's been a long time since I've introduced it, and it's something that I feel is 200 IQ. Okay,
Okay.
and I mass support this. Okay, so the biggest thing is, well, they're not going to optimize their game. Okay, as a little bit of a shot there, but node wars and large scale PvP is tough. All right, because of the desync and server issues.
I think I know where you're going with this, and this is an idea that I think I've had too. If not, I'm going to add to it. Go on.
Okay, so
I'm just calling this now. Just want to say this now. Go on.
Okay, all right. So I think it would be this game also prides itself on having a million people, logged in at all times, taking up the servers, which is great. I mean, I like that. So, but one thing that's bad is having all those people logged in, AFK fishing, AFK processing on war channels. Serendia 1, Calpheon 1, Valencia 1.
Okay, go on.
So I think one thing that would be really, really fucking good is two things. There's a little bit of two ideas here. One idea is 30 minutes before Conquest War on Saturdays or Node War is you kick everybody off the channel on those channels and then reopen it again, like 30 minutes before war. So everybody can log back in and get ready for war, and it gets rid of all the AFKers to just reduce those specific channel lag when those large-scale wars happen. The second idea...
That's a good, actually, idea. Like, because if it auto-boots them back to even the character selection screen, just one of those things where, like, people just need to be aware of it.
Yeah, just don't AFK on a war channel.
Never AFK on a war channel.
Yeah, exactly. Second thing,
that also take away from those channels at certain periods of time. So I can see people arguing something like that, but an idea, like, even if it, like, if there was this, I know it would, this would be way too much, but like if you auto force those players to the next, like, for going from 1 to 2, that just auto push them into the second server, and if it just auto swaps them, it'd be great if it put them back into their AFK activity. But even like an auto force swap,
that'd be rough. I don't know how hard that would be to.
Yeah, that'd be that's way. I think I can already see that being a super bad idea with what I'm saying. But I'm optimistic about what you're saying.
Thank you. And the second thing, and a part of that, whether it be introduced with it or just instead of, is have, and I'm talking like literally on like a few separate channels, like maybe on like, okay, Calpheon 4 and comma 4, Calpheon 4 and comma 4, okay, have a 1% life skill experience boost on that channel at all times. 1%. 1%. And why would you not?
Skiller dedicated channel.
Yep. No, still like completely.
That's actually such a good idea. I'm not even gonna lie. I really like that idea. Yeah. I really like that idea.
Thank you.
A life skiller channel. Gives those small. No, that's great. Because I see where you're going with this as well. I thought you were going to say something different, so I'm going to add to this as well. Now, they take pride on, this, that, and whatever, and their fucking connections and players and whatever. But, the big thing for me when I first started playing this game is I couldn't do Node Wars without being disconnected from the game.
Yeah.
So, and I think some players run into these experiences. Now, I'm not going to plug any products, and I'm not going to recommend any products here, because that's not what this talk is about.
Right.
But they need to partner with something or offer something for people like that. Like, they need to offer their own VPN server or recommend something, partner with somebody. It's going to drive a little bit of business to them, whatever. But even if they offered a service or partner with somebody to give them that VPN and a better tunnel connection, whatever the fucking terminology is, it goes a long way. Because when I went, like, signed up for a certain VPN service and then signed up for a certain ping service, I had no problems, no disconnection problems, connection issues during large-scale PvP and large-scale node wars. And I could first-handedly say that I think, or that it's gone a long way for me, and I do think that for a lot of people, it's gone a long way as well. Maybe not for everyone it works, but I think for a bigger majority, people would agree. And I think that is either one of two things. They need to swallow their pride and partner with somebody and make some sort of business agreement that, it benefits them as a whole, or they need to keep all the business in their basket and offer something that's reliable for players to have a better connection, or make those servers in some sort of way, shape, or form just better. I don't know how that's possible. I know that's just me being fucking simple here, but
well, I mean, there's just there's no shame in either
they need to keep that
partnering
business within their own, and I think there's ways of doing it. And I think if they partner with a service that offered this, and maybe they got like a percentage for traffic they're driving for the game or something, right, through referral links or whatever. I know they're not going to keep all their business through something like that, but I would respect them even more if they offered that for the players, because I do think that a lot of players need a service like that to successfully do large scale PvP.
No, I completely agree. There's no shame in either partnering or just making that shit. I mean, pouring money into that
to make the game and the experience better for the player.
Well,
that should be the most important thing to them.
Exactly, and the thing, and it really hurts us when we see them pouring money into like a voice chat system in their game. Like, do you know? Yeah, like that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, it's like, why?
Ooh.
Why?
That attendance shit, I fucking hated that. I'm just gonna say it. I fucking hated that they added that attendance shit. Hate it. So stupid. Don't fix what isn't fucking broken. Go take the fucking tag system out of the game and put it back in the game when it works as intended. Because I love the tag system idea. I just hate that it doesn't work as intended.
Yeah.
Like, work on these ideas for us. God damn it.
And to make sure that people don't think I'm talking about, I don't mean to backpedal too much, but make sure I'm not talking about life skill channels, because it will still be a completely normal channel, right? Yeah. It will just be on that channel. You always have like 1% life skill bonus buff.
A little buff for being on that channel.
Exactly. Absolutely. And so why the fuck would you not AFK on that channel? You know what I mean? It's like literal gains to AFK on that channel. So
who knows what driving traffic like that would also do for PvP
for other channels too.
Again, I think that's actually such a good idea. It's like, gotta go over to the old fucking Cal 6.
Yeah, about to log out, gonna go over and AFK process.
They just literally call it something else. You've got Arsha PvP, and then you've got freaking whatever PV, and it's just in brackets PvE. It's just got the life skill, and it's got some sort of whatever beside it for a life skilling boost, which is a very small gain. And a lot of people would, a lot of people like to min-max in this game. I think that something like that is actually a really good idea. Anyways, I'm gonna stop fucking sucking your dick on this idea here.
No, you're good. You're good. Damn it. So, well, we just did mine, the life skill channels. Do you have any others on your list at all?
I feel like I've covered some of the most important topics that I feel most passionate about, honestly.
Okay. Well then, I
have
have
things that come up. I'll bring up as they come along, but for the most part, yeah, Festa was just the most important thing for me, man. That was, and just communication, delivery. I've said it before.
Right. No, and I completely agree. I preached about the same thing and how happy I was, even though it kind of felt like I was rooting for like a I don't know, like somebody who said, "Oh, we promise we'll do better," but they never have. But
I also want to say this. I'm going to cut you off here. Sorry, but there might be people out there that might be like, you guys, oh, BDO partner. What does BDO partner mean? Like, why can't you guys talk? Like, I also want to express that, like, I myself, for anyone that has that opinion, I've been so over opinionated directly in Cacao's DMs, and as close as I can get to talking to someone from Pearl Abyss, and I've been over critical on so many things that I feel need to happen in this game, and questions that I have. And it's not like I'm going to them complaining, but I've made my best to make suggestions, and I've gotten answers that I know there's some things that I am looking forward to even in this year that I hope they deliver on. So again, the big word for me is just it's delivery. But again, to in summary of what I'm saying right now, we've tried saying as much as we can. We express as much as we can, and Cacao is trying as best as they can, expressing as much as they can. And the big word for this year for BDO is delivery. They have to deliver what they've told us, because I just want this game to do great.
We do. I mean, we do. And yeah, and you've been very, very, very you haven't been influenced whatsoever with being a BDO partner in your criticism.
Bro, they gave us Christmas gifts in our mail and gave us a free pet, and I threw it away. in the trash can.
Yep.
And I said, fuck. And they said, Mary, they gave it like, I know this sounds so insensitive, but they gave BDO partners a Christmas gift. They gave us 4 gifts. One of them was one of them was like Lauren boxes and memory fragments, threw those in the trash can. Another one was a Santa hat, threw it in a trash can. Another one was reindeer antlers, threw that in the trash can. Then a reindeer pet, threw that in the trash can. Everything went in the trash can. I was pissed. I said to them, why didn't you give me codes?
Yeah.
I said that to them. They responded saying like, I hope you can see the kind gesture and where we're going for this. And I said, totally. Like, I don't think for a second that I don't appreciate this, which I know it doesn't look like I do. It doesn't sound like I do, but it was more of like, where's the codes, man? Where's the codes? Why can't I give this to people? I don't want this. Maybe give me like a little Santa hat, sure, but like everything else, like I could have given that to people. You're talking to your BDO partners, the people that play this game fucking all the time. I have 6 T4 pets. What the fuck do I need another one for? Let me give that to somebody. That's what I would have loved more. So again, like I criticize them a lot with a very unbiased opinion, and I'm not screwed over by fucking jack shit that they give us. But I will definitely say, like, I'll give them praise when they make good decisions, because it's not like they don't make good decisions. It's just right now a lot of weight stacked on the bad decision side.
Yep, and I'm the same way. I'm not a BDO partner, nor do I want to be either. So I'm on the opposite side of the fence, and so very obviously, there's no reason for me to be influenced whatsoever.
I hope they bring reasons for you too. You know what I mean? But
well, I said that. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, but I've said. Okay. I thought you said for me to go on. My bad.
No.
But
I'm just repeating yourself.
Okay. But yeah, like I've said that I'd go and I'd consider being a partner if they gave me good reason to, but I've yet to see it. So.
Yeah,
but
and definitely be open-minded about the idea of it. But yeah.
Then I'm going to talk about probably just 2 other things really quick that I want to see. And obviously feel free to chime in there because I definitely want your opinion on it. This one's a really easy one, actually. There's not going to be too much on it. But the node war, holy shit.
Malware, nodeware, down the free win.
Node war murking is broken. And people can't murk. That's been broken for a long time, and that needs to be fixed. And that just needs to be addressed, really. Because I think the murking idea is really fun. I think it's cool that, if you don't want to join one of the siege guilds, which are notoriously toxic environments or just not fun overall, or riddled with too much time or requirements, you can always just pop in to siege as a merc and make money and participate in siege. But, you can't right now because it's broken. So I would really like for them to kind of fix that system as soon as possible.
Be kind of cool if there was like, because they have like there's in a way like a bounty hunting system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you say merc system, how cool! You just got me kind of trailing on an idea here. How cool would it be if you could like be a solo player and go to like an NPC and register as a merc, and GMs could go to that NPC during like whatever and like
pick you up,
find mercs for hire.
Yeah, they like look at you for, by your gear score and like maybe
like, but you can limit that though. Like, what if guilds could only have like up to 5 mercs? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you could like bring freaking Darth Maul, Darth Vader.
Well, I would really enjoy seeing less murking, throughout like lower tier guilds as well. Like I kind of fucking hate the fact that, now this is a personal view obviously, so but I really hate seeing like a guild like take on a bunch of siege members, do really well, and then the siege members leave and they beat guilds that are like homegrown, never taken mercs. They want to build themselves up. It's like, it's cool. And I think merking again should be a thing, but it should be controlled, I think. And like guild hopping, I guess I'm narrowing this down to is guild hopping should be a little bit more controlled, in my opinion.
Guild hopping should be on a 1 to 2 week cooldown, and I know that's aggressive. But I think it's just going to be a control method for abusing payouts.
That too.
because you got people that also like guild hop all the time to fucking maximize on payouts and stuff like that, and then just like, I don't know, if you put, I know it's gonna suck to be guildless for a week or whatever, but I think it's gonna be such a huge control method and really make players like take consideration of what guilds they need to be in.
Yeah, and I think it's,
and then take that into more consideration rather than be like, oh, I'll try this guild out and then fucking, you know, not really. I don't know. It might make players go into decision making with a lot more consideration, and that's where I'm coming from. I don't think the guild fucking cooldown should be 24 hours. I think it should be way longer. Yeah. And I've also expressed that to Cacao, and they also disagree with me. But I don't. You know, they think, I think from where they're coming from, they think that takes away from the player's experience, and I don't.
No way, a day?
I don't think it does. Honestly,
no, of course not.
I think these 24-hour cooldowns are negatively affecting more people as a whole because of the manipulation of it and just sometimes the lack of care towards it. But again, this is just an opinion. So I definitely feel like 7-day cooldown is a very realistic cooldown for swapping guilds.
It's more than fair,
because then people lose money.
Yeah,
you lose like you're talking to two players that play this game that like don't rely on big payouts. Like our guild payouts are so fucking small compared to other guilds.
For sure.
Like, we're solo players, dude.
They are growing though. They're growing.
But but like we do this for fun, right? But you know, players who care about those big payouts, they're really gonna take consideration of who they need to be with, because they're losing money when they make decisions like those and leave guilds. So they need to make sure they have the right decision made. And I don't know how it's gonna affect management for guilds and stuff like that, and it might create wait lists and stuff. It might create new frustrations along the way. But I do think an idea like that would go a longer way.
Well, I mean, and in my experience, I used to be a Siege player, and in my experience, a majority of the time in a Siege guild, you don't fucking know anybody in there. Half the people that are inside of a Siege guild legitimately just join on Friday, they get Siege done, and then they like fuck off for the rest of the week. And like they do maybe find one or two or like a few or a group of people who they hang out with, but there's no reason to be in that guild whatsoever other than the collective gear score that that guild possesses at any given time.
Interesting if there was like hire a merc system that catered to something like that for people that wanted to do something like that. That'd be so cool, man. I don't know. I'm really optimistic about. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like we've talked about some pretty fucking cool stuff right now. But I'm with you on this.
Yeah, I think it would improve guild culture. I think guilds would be overall healthier if there's a 7-day cooldown, because they would actually give a shit about, you know, like, because people won't be able to hop, so they want to actually care about the guilds that are building up rather than
DMs also might have to take a lot more consideration to her.
Yeah,
bring into the guild, because reliability is going to be another thing, and if you're not a reliable player for a guild, then that's going to be a big problem.
Exactly.
This is all taken into consideration if an idea like that was implemented, though.
Of course. So, and I would personally like to see it, but
me too. How do you feel? Let us know in the comment section.
yeah, true. Another thing that I wanted to cover is, now this is another thing. Luckily, most of the things I said are like really widely, like they affect everybody. This is something that this probably gonna be one of the last things. Something that's close to my heart, and pretty much only mine, because it's very rare to see an actual red player. But maybe this would make more red players. I would just like to see a little bit.
You can already marry NPCs. We don't need more fucking like in-game players marrying each other.
Okay, I would actually like to see a marriage system. I think that would be cool.
Why did I say that? Okay, it would be kind of cool, honestly.
Come on, it would be sweet. Like, you get, maybe you could brand one of your rings. Fucking make it even a pearl item. People would buy that shit. Believe me. So like, make it. You can brand one of your rings,
that would actually be funny.
Yeah, and if you're in a group, if you're in a party with that person, dude, what if you get 1%. Yeah, 1% skill XP. Yeah. Dude, I would eat that shit up. I would love that
And then
shit,
if you
dude.
break up with the person, you get like a 1 week debuff of some bullshit energy recovery slowed down or some shit.
Dude, that would be
been a
so
long
fucking
week.
amazing. That would create more reasons for RP. Because number one, they need to cater to the RP. Because RPers actually make up a large majority of a lot of MMOs, and they keep that game alive. If the game's dying, the last people to leave are the RPers. Like, no shit. So, number one, that'd be good for RPers, because we never talk about things for RP, to be completely honest. Because I would like to see more emotes and bullshit like that. But anyway,
I like some of the emotes that they added into the game. Right
Oh,
now.
I
actually
agree.
like those.
I agree. But yeah, like, it would create more reason for RP. It would be really funny. You know, it could be a gimmick as well. Like, hey, buddy, want to get married? Like, sure, dude. You know, you like marry one of your best friends as like a joke or whatever. It would be really cool for couples. It would bring a lot of couples into the game, because I know a lot of couples that actually play this game. I think that the marriage system would actually be really cool, and it's hella easy. Like, it could be one of their week ideas. They could literally spend a week on it, and it'd be an extra 1% combat experience if in a party with this person or in close proximity or whatever. Like, that
Very
easy.
Interesting idea.
And who's gonna bitch about 1% combat experience? Honestly, hello. But it's 1% is more than enough to do it. Like, why not? So
It's like, oh, make sure you find love in the game. Oh my god.
yeah, I would love it.
Oh my god, what am I saying? What am I saying? I need more bananas.
Oh my god.
Hashtag banana.
No ooking.
I need ooks in this comment section. Oh.
But what the fuck was that? Oh, okay. So red player. So I would really like to see. I'm gonna show something on the screen here. Okay, this is right here. These are all the stats that I'm gonna send it to you too, actually, so you can know what the hell I'm looking at.
I'm already looking at it right now.
There we go, right there. So those are all the stats that I am losing or missing out on with my crystals. Okay, take away 16 accuracy from that, roughly. But that is roughly the amount of stats that I am missing out on, because
you use the crystals that
are cheap.
Because they break.
Right. So the reason for this. Now, I already know a lot of you are typing into your keyboards. Well, that's what you get for being red. It's like, okay, I get that completely.
Red player, how dare you play PvP in a PvP game?
And I love the punishments. I will never complain. I didn't complain about when they took away experience, whether you tiered or not. Like, I love the punishments. I am glad there's punishments. And if you want a karma bomb, fine. If you want to be that type of person, I'm okay with that. I understand why that's a thing. Okay, that's why I'm red, because I disagree with it, and I accept that. But the only reason why I hate the fact that I am so gated by crystals, by these endgame players, is number one, they keep releasing crystals. Okay, with the new Whom crystals that are in NA and everything, they keep releasing endgame crystals. Number one, which is pissing me off. But number two, these crystals are very expensive, hard to get. And number three, when I go into these competitive scenarios, I was in a BDO sponsored tournament, okay? And I am gated by not having these crystals. I am missing these crystals when I'm going to a professional, PvP tournament. And I still did pretty well, mind you. But
I have to criticize you there, though. Go
ahead.
Why didn't you swap your crystals for the tournament?
Money, pearls, because I would have to spend pearls in order to swap crystals, and because I do have gins, I don't have whom's, but I would have to spend money to take those crystals back out, or else it'd be just a massive silver investment for me.
I see where you're coming from. There should be some crystals that are meant for evil players that maybe gives them a little bit less of it, but I see where you're coming from, because those stats as a whole, that's a lot of DP, it's a lot of AP.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot in total. And I see where you're coming from. I think it would be interesting to see if there was even new crystals influenced in the game that catered more to red players. Maybe crystals that were extremely hard to break, but have a chance to break. What if it had like a fucking 5% chance to break?
Exactly.
From dying to a player.
Mm-hmm. And I'd be okay with that.
Would you spend 20 million on that?
Oh, every time. every time. And I don't care if they're fucking 80 mil. Like, I'm looking for any type of avenue. I've thought up of ideas of maybe it's a crystal that it cracks.
If you look at Hooms right now too on the marketplace, sorry, I'm going to cut you off right now.
No, you're fine.
But if you look at Hoom crystals, they also say, I believe in them. I'm pretty sure it says has like a high chance of breaking this crystal has a high chance of getting shattered upon death. That is in the description of Hooms.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see crystals that have a hard time breaking. And I could even see crystals like that running for more money, but it would be interesting seeing if the crystals like those offer just a little bit less than the best crystals.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with that too.
Cater to players like those, and it would cater to players that maybe PvE all the time too, and Gyfin and die every now and again. History and potentially die. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. And like I thought of a few ideas, like at the first time you die, the crystal cracks, and if you die again, then it breaks.
Oh, and if you have a cracked crystal,
it doesn't work or halved or something.
Maybe you lose a little bit of stats on it, but you have an there's some sort of thing you can do to repair it.
You have to kill 100 people to repair it, or like 50 people to repair it.
Maybe not that. Maybe more of like, okay, Mr. Red. Maybe more of like getting a certain resource or a material that's like also purchasable through the marketplace. Maybe it costs like 5 to 10 million or something in total to repair the crystal or something, and you can do it through like simple alchemy.
And I would really enjoy crystals that made it to where you would lose karma if you killed mobs, or it made it to where you didn't gain karma for killing mobs. Because I can't go to Pyre Island and grind because I will be positive karma in like an hour. Because number one, there's no people there. Number two, you get so much karma from the mobs. I'm not going to be blue, so like I can't grind there because I'll go positive. So that'd be kind of cool to like stop.
Implemented certain things in the game that were meant for red players.
Yes.
That didn't give you an advantage.
Yes.
That maybe had certain stats that encourage you to maybe consider going positive, but still cater to your evil styles of living.
Right. Exactly. A title, and we're talking like hella free things. A title, cosmetics.
Love karma systems in the game if they're implemented the right way, and I personally love having a choice of being good or evil, especially for the right reasons. But there's a lot of harsh shit for being red in this game, and they really don't want people to be red in this game. But I definitely think that culture should exist.
Yes, and I completely understand why. Completely. I understand that griefing can be a problem for new players.
Totally.
Like,
and those players should not be compensated for what they're doing. But in terms of like the right atmosphere for the right reasons, like this idea, I think is a good idea as well.
Yeah. And at the bare minimum, meet me in a competitive sense to where like either lend me some crystals if I go into Arsha, or maybe like a silver resource. Like let me spend instead of pearls.
That were like purchasable that lasted like 7 days. They were indestructible.
Something. Yeah, just let me,
because you got like the guild accessories that are soft cap accessories that last 7 days. What if there were crystals that you could do something with that lasted 7 days and like were unbreakable?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But they lasted 7 days. That's the catch. Maybe it cost 100 million or maybe like 150 million to get the whole set. And if you think about it, that's cheap. But over time, if you keep doing that, that's really expensive.
Oh yeah, like a lot. That's an entire. I mean, that's like what 3 hours of grinding at Murmok, roughly.
Yeah,
so,
which you do.
Yeah,
but like I agree with you. Just like an effort to potentially cater to that. That community to a small degree.
Yeah, just close the gap, I guess, and like PvP balance, I guess. So, because I mean, if they're red, if somebody's griefing, they're probably like lower geared, anyway. So like, I just want some sort of like to close the gap between me and the higher geared people who have endgame crystals, I guess, in a sense. I don't know. I don't really. That was kind of a broken thought, but.
No. Like again, this is what ideas are. This is what brainstorming is, right? It's not like we come to these conversations with like concrete solutions.
Right. You've done the
That's what
research. We have the technology.
Exactly. That's what these conversations are meant for. You know, maybe I'm just shooting shit out my ass, and maybe everything I've said, there's someone out there that just disagrees with everything I've said. Maybe for the sole fact that you just don't like me, or for the sole fact that you just think that there's better ways to do things. But I just an effort to have these conversations and have it in the public, I think, is just one of the. That's where we can start. You know what I mean? That's one of the best things that we can do, so long as we're open-minded in conversations like this and have a willingness to learn and also grow from what we're experiencing and sharing with one another. Because I'm open to hearing my ideas are bad. I'm just not open to hearing my ideas are bad because they suck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these conversations are for. Yeah, man. Well, that's I have nothing else really to contribute, man. I think, and we're nearing our end here, I think.
No, I completely agree. I feels really comfortable to end at the spot. Pretty much natural.
This feels like a really strong spot to kind of close off on. So,
anything you want to say?
I just personally want to say thanks for having me on this episode. And if you guys do enjoy a video like this and want to see more conversations like this in the community, make sure you give a like on this video. If you don't want to see any more like this, give it a dislike. You know, the likes and dislikes are there for constructive criticism on what content we're. Hang on, I gotta take my dog out after this. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And if you guys want to be part of the conversation too, I'd love to see your guys' comments in the section below. You'll see me commenting back to a few of you guys. But no, man, thanks for doing this, and thanks for having me on for this. Please invite me again, man, when you want to have me on again, because I would love to do this again and have these kind of conversations. I have a lot to say and criticize on this game, and I'd love a place to just be able to drop my opinions. So I'm happy that you allowed me to do it here.
Oh, dude, without a doubt, man. We always have conversations, so why not have you on and record one, you know? We talk often, especially in
Often.
like...
Like we were like talking even before this and being like, okay, stop. We can't say anything. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
For like when we're recording. God damn it. I love talking to you, man.
I know, right? But yeah, everybody, please check out Fake Uniform. A link to his YouTube and also his Twitch is going to be down below in the description, and shoot him a follow. He's a great content creator and has definitely taught me a few things. And of course, I'm Layvan. You know me, and hope to see you guys in the next time that we have a talk like this and in future videos. So thank you.
Take care, guys.
Oh, and one more thing.